Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Falak Khan, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Upesh Mathur. Hello, welcome, Mr. Mathur. We are glad to have you here today with us on FaceTime with Leaders. So let me give you a quick brief about Mr. Mathur. He has a greatly felt corporate presence with over 2 decades of experience in various roles such as sales and business operations, business development, key account management, team management, and HR processes. He has worked across diverse industry verticals, including education, managed services, market research, BPO, and pharma. Mr. Upesh's expertise also lies in customer relationship management, profit center operations, marketing, HR and general administration, operations management, franchisee management, and career counseling. His professional endeavors have culminated in the form of Edtechbees Private Limited, Students Konnect, an edtech startup he is the co-founder of, and in which he oversees product development, recruitment, content, marketing, administration, and external agency liaison. So, Mr. Mathur, could you let our viewers know about your career journey in brief and highlights like important achievements, aspirations, motivations in your professional life?
Thank you for this great introduction. A 3 decades of a checkered career and at 50 plus years of age, all I can say is I have exposure in milk and dairy industry, pharma industry, BPO, IT-enabled services, market research, and now in the tech space. I have not built wealth, but have gathered enough knowledge and experience in the chosen field over years, making them my valuable assets. I did have my fair share of successes in leadership positions in the corporate and contributed to their teams and companies. Core healthcare, cross-domain solutions, SP Jain School of Global Management, uh, could be my career highlights of successful stays. I did have my fair share of successes in leadership positions in the corporate and contributed within the team as well as the company. Core Healthcare Limited, Cross Domain Solutions, SP Jain School of Global Management could be my career highlights of successful stays. I aspire to stay current in the industry trends and technologies, often pursuing additional education and training to remain competitive. I also aspire to mentor my younger colleagues to give back to the community by sharing my little expertise and experience to help them develop their careers. I don't ask anyone to listen to me or follow me just because I am old or I have gray hairs. I ask them to listen to me as I have made more mistakes than them, so I could be more helpful. A fulfilling and an enjoyable work remains my primary motivation. I get motivated by leaving a positive mark in the organization or on some individuals with the aim of creating a positive and a lasting legacy. Now at 56, I need to meet some of my unfulfilled goals of life, including my retirement plan. So that's in brief about me.
That's really very interesting, I must say, to know and how you've come so far. So, how did you come about embarking on your entrepreneurial journey with Edtechbees Private Limited?
Becoming an entrepreneur was not a calculated step. the pandemic pushed me into it. Having a decade of experience in the education space and an overall over 2 decades of work, primarily into the business development space, facilitated an organic pull in this journey. I started from the demand side of education, like SP Jain, School of Global Management. I was also associated with Asian Institute of Management and drifted into the supply side as becoming an agent towards the same. So I had an advantage of understanding the business from both ends of the rope. I knew there were some glaring gaps which could be fulfilled only by technology. The issue was I wasn't a techie myself. So I needed someone who could understand the business of education for education business. God was kind. I met a co-founder who could invest time and resources. And that's how Students Connect took birth in its current avatar. The intent was always there, but when intentions meet motivations, business models are created. So ours was not entirely an AI tool or a model, but a lot was covered and the gaps were fulfilled, prejudices and personal biases were removed, the processes were very transparent, and a DIY model was created, a do it yourself kind of model. We were personally involved with every student to iron out challenges. Very paradox for an AI model because we were involved as well. But the intent was to iron out challenges and perhaps work on an envisaged problem which could impact our scaling up. Then we had a team of freshers, youngsters fresh out of the college with no broad background of education, business. So the training and development were important for consistency and uniformity, attempting them to make them efficient, engaging, and cost effective. What was in mind was to provide a standardized training consistent for different locations and the future. The intent was to have a global workforce. So it was very challenging for us to provide a consistent and a standard training for employees for different locations and different time zones. Then in marketing, you're aware, storytelling still remains, but the versions have changed. It's more evolved, more focused, more customized. Not during my times.
Yes.
How now it has become, it's about making impressions. It's about writing reviews. One customer would bring another. So there were so many things which had its own variance and variabilities during these times. So when knowledge meets a youthful creativity and backed with data, a futuristic product can be created. So at Edtechbees, we developed a cutting-edge e-platform that leveraged the latest technology, creating an engaging tool and personalized experience suitable for the unique needs. We integrated a robust analytics into the platform, enabling our customers to track the progress, which impacted transparency and personal control. We also worked out suitable and long-term contracts with our vendors, leveraging their platforms and building upon their strengths, thereby creating a win-win situation. Being an internet-based platform, our services could reach larger and broader audiences across the country and eventually the globe. We also created a feedback and an improvement mechanism to continuously collect feedback from our customers to improve the platform features and the content. Over the time, the aspiration was to make Edtechbees Private Limited establish itself as a leader in the edtech space.
That's really very great and wonderful to know indeed, I must say. So what advice would you like to give our viewers of FaceTime with leaders who are future leaders of the corporate world?
Certainly. I could be brief and blunt here. I should begin with continuous learning, as they call it. Embrace a mindset of continuous learning. The business world is constantly evolving. So staying updated with the latest trend, technologies, industry development is crucial. So seek out for opportunities for professional development, attend workshops, gain an understanding, read widely is my first take. Effective leadership also depends on the ability to build and nurture relationships. Invest time in networking, both within and outside the organization. Being strong, building strong relationships can help you gain valuable insights, support, and collaboration opportunities. In today's globalized world, diversity and inclusion are vital for success. Be inclusive in your leadership approach, valuing and respect people from all backgrounds. Diverse teams tend to be more creative and innovative. Be adaptable and be open to changes. Business landscapes keep on changing very rapidly. Recently, the pandemic, the way it had hit us, changed businesses all across the world.
Yes.
And the leaders must be able to pivot when necessary. Flexibility and adaptability are key to staying ahead. Communication is a core of leadership. Work on your communication skills, both in writing and speaking. Clear and effective communication can inspire and motivate your team, build trust, ensure everyone is on the same page. Show empathy towards your team members, understand their needs, concerns, and perspectives. This will help you make decisions that considers the well-being of your employees and foster a positive work environment. Be a role model of your team. Your actions and behaviors set the tone for the entire organization. Demonstrating the values and work ethics you expect from your team can be a powerful leadership tool. Problem solving. Cultivate strong problem solving skills. Leaders often face complex challenges, and the ability to analyze problems, develop creative solutions, and take decisions and calculated risks are essential. Don't underestimate the importance of work life. Burnout can be detrimental both to your well being and the leadership's effectiveness. Make time for self care and encourage your team to do the same. Leadership can also be challenging, and setbacks are inevitable. Develop resilience to bounce back from failures and setbacks. Learn from your experiences and use them as opportunities of growth. Always act with integrity and ethics. Trust is a crucial component of leadership, and ethical behavior is essential for building and maintaining trust with your team, stakeholders, and customers. Seek out for mentors who can provide guidance and support in your leadership journey. Additionally, consider being a mentor yourself to others as you progress in your career, because if you teach, you learn more. Stay humble, no matter how successful you become. Remember to stay humble and open to feedbacks. Acknowledge your mistakes and use them as opportunities for improvement and introspection. Regularly reflect upon your leadership style, decisions, actions. Self-awareness is the key for personal and professional growth. Remember, the leadership is a journey, and it's okay to make mistakes. Use them as opportunities to learn and grow. Ultimately, the best leaders are those who inspire and empower the teams to achieve greatness together.
That's really very great. So, like, wonderful advices, I must say. I'm sure, like, everyone, the future leaders watching this, it's going to help them definitely grow in their careers as well. So, my next question is, like, how and when can you develop ESG and corporate governance in your startup?
See, developing ESG principles and corporate governance in an edtech company in India could be a critical step towards ensuring sustainability, ethical practices, and long-term success. Here's a roadmap which I could be interested at this stage. For example, at a startup phase, integrate the ESG principles into your company's core values and mission statement. ensure that ethical and responsible business practices are a part of your company's DNA right from the beginning. Establish a diverse and an independent board of directors or advisors who can provide guidance on ESG and corporate governance matters. This is the startup stage. At the growth stage, create formal ESG policies that outline your commitments to environmental sustainability, social responsibility, and governance practices. These policies should cover areas such as employee well-being, diversity, inclusion, environmental impact, and ethical business conduct. Conduct trainings and awareness programs for employees to ensure that everyone understands and follows the ESG policies and corporate governance practices from this stage. At the expansion and the maturity stage of a startup, start tracking and reporting ESG performance practices. This could include measuring carbon emissions, diversity statistics, employee satisfaction, and community engagement. Transparency could be essential for stakeholders, including your investors and customers. Engage the key stakeholders for feedback and improve your ESG and corporate governance practices. Consider forming an ESG committee or task force to oversee these efforts. Then at a public listing or an investment stage, ensure compliances with relevant regulations and stock exchange listing requirements related to ESG and corporate governance. Be prepared to disclose information about your ESG practices in an annual report and other filings. Engage with investors who prioritize ESG factors. Many institutional investors and funds are increasingly interested in companies with strong ESG performances. Then comes the continuous improvement, which periodically assess your ESG and corporate governance practices to identify areas of improvement. This can be done through self-assessment, third-party audits, or ESG rating agencies. Lastly, innovate. Continuous innovation and seek new ways to reduce your environmental impact, improve social outcome, and enhance corporate governance. Stay updated with the evolving ESG best practices. We all would know ESG and corporate governance practices is an ongoing process, and it's never too early to start. By embedding these principles into company's culture and operations, you can build a strong and more sustainable and socially responsible edtech business in India.
Yes, thank you for sharing these wonderful guidance with us for anyone who wants to, develop ESG and corporate governance in their startup. So next question is like, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you offer to the corporate world?
The values I can think are, I can assist organizations in integrating ESG considerations into their overall business strategy. This could involve identifying relevant ESG issues, setting goals, and develop action plans to address them. The idea is to enhance their long-term sustainability and resilience. I can help companies identify and mitigate ESG-related risks, including regulatory compliances, reputational risks, and operational risks associated with environment and social factors, which could effectively protect the company's brand and financial performance. I can advise on stakeholders' engagement strategies, helping companies build positive relationships with the investors, customers, employee communities. Engaging these folks can lead to a better decision making and improved reputation. I can help companies identify and track the key ESG performance indicators, allowing them to measure progress over time and make data-driven decisions to improve their sustainability and performance. Work out training programs and workshops for employees and leadership teams to increase awareness and understanding of the ESG principles and practices. I can help companies to stay updated on evolving ESG regulations, standards, ensuring them remain in compliance and avoid legal and reputational risks. perhaps can assist companies in attracting sustainable investments by aligning their ESG efforts with the expectations of socially responsible investors and financial institutions. I could work out with leadership team to foster an ethical and responsible corporate culture, which is essential for long-term successes and positive stakeholder relationships. I may be opening my mouth more than I could possibly chew. I can help companies identify opportunities for innovation and product development that align with ESG goals, potentially leading to new revenue streams. Ultimately, the intent would always be to help business leverage their ESG and corporate governance initiatives as a source of competitive advantage, attracting customers, investors, and talent who value responsible and sustainable practices.
That's really great values, I must say, that you plan to bring along to the table. So, as we've been talking about ESG, I want to know, like, how do edtech companies use ESG for betterment?
See, these are right now my thoughts. I've yet to find an edtech having an ESG compliance. Here's how a edtech company can leverage ESG for their improvement. Edtech companies can invest in energy efficient infrastructure and data centers, reducing their carbon footprint. Promote digital learning solutions that reduce the need for physical resources such as textbooks, thereby reducing the paper waste. Implement green initiatives within the organization, like recycling programs and reduced energy consumption in offices and data centers. Socially, ensure equitable access to educational resources and opportunities for all students, regardless of their social, economic background or physical abilities. Promote diversity and inclusion within the company and in the content and the products they offer. This includes diverse representation in the leadership roles as well. Engage with local communities and educational institutions to provide support, scholarship, or resources to underserved population. Safeguard user data and privacy, ensuring that students and educators are protected online. Maintain transparency in financial reporting and governance structures, promote ethical leadership within the organization and adhere to a strong code of ethics. Engage with stakeholders, including investors, employees, and customers to understand their concerns and feedback. Implement robust risk management practices to identify and address potential risks such as cybersecurity threats or regulatory compliances issues. Then comes the matrix for measurements and stuff, like publish regular reports on ESG performance, demonstrating that companies' commitment to sustainability and responsibility. Define and track ESG matrices and KPIs specific to edtech industry and measure progress. Curriculum integration can also be there. Offer courses and resources that educate students and educators about sustainability, social responsibility, ethical leadership, etc. Provide training and development provide training and development opportunities for employees to enhance their understanding of ESG principles and how they can apply in the edtech sector. By integrating ESG principles into operations and culture, edtech companies can not only contribute to a more sustainable, equitable future, but also attract socially responsible investors, customers, and partners. Additionally, adhering to ESG principles can help edtech companies mitigate risks and build a positive reputation in the education industry.
So, as you mentioned about KPIs here, I want to know, like, what are the prescribed KPIs in the edtech space for ESG?
Honestly, there are no standardized or universally prescribed key KPIs in the edtech space that I'm aware of. However, ESG reporting and KPI can be adapted and customized to suit unique characteristics and impact areas of edtech companies. Namely, measure and report your greenhouse gas emissions associated with the company's operations, including data centers, offices, transportation. Track your energy consumption and energy and efficiency in data centers and infrastructure. Monitor and reduce paper and physical resources usage in the educational material. Measure and report on the accessibility and affordability of educational resources for the underserved communities. That would be in the social sector. Track workforce diversity matrix, including gender, ethnicity, age, and report on diversity leadership positions. Diversity in the leadership positions. Report on students' success matrix, such as graduation rates, academic achievements, career outcomes. Monitor and report on efforts to protect students from online threats and cyberbullying. Measure and report on community engagement initiatives, such as partnerships with local schools, initiatives to bridge the digital divide. In the governance, I could say report on the diversity of the report of the board of directors and their qualifications. Demonstrate adherence to a strong code of ethics and corporate governance principles. Disclose measures taken to protect user data and maintain the data privacy standards. Report on compliances with relevant regulations and industry standards. See, these are potential KPIs. The specific indicators and matrices chosen could align with the company's unique goals, their impact areas, and stakeholders' expectations. EdTech companies should engage with their stakeholders, investors, and relevant industry bodies to determine which ESG metrics are more relevant and meaningful to their operation.
So as you know, we are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Hemal Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Hey, they are doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And this initiative is brilliant. Creating a community of industry experts and corporate leaders can have several potential benefits. I mean, undoubtedly. Such communities can facilitate the exchange of insights, best practices, and innovative ideas among industry leaders, leading to a collective advancement of knowledge within the group. Building connections and influencing individuals in various industries can open opportunities for collaboration, partnership, and business development. Industry magnates can come together, tackle common challenges, and find solutions that may not be apparent to individuals or individual organizations or professionals. Younger professionals and emerging leaders can benefit from the wisdom and experience of each other, leading to a personal and professional growth. The community of industry experts can also collectively influence and shape the industry trends, policies, and practices. However, the success of such initiative depends on some more factors. Number one, commitment and engagement of the participants, the structure of the community, and the alignment of goals and values among members. It's also important to consider how to maintain inclusivity, diversity, and fairness within the community. Mr. Pathan and Mr. Mehta, along with the WDC team, are indeed spearheading such an initiative. It's essential to outline here are clear objectives, establish effective communication channels, and create a platform that fosters meaningful interactions and knowledge exchange among the industry line.
These have been like really very kind words by you. So it was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Mr. Upesh Mathur, for joining us today. We wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. And all the wonderful teachings, values, principles that you've shared with us, your wonderful career journey, and how one should develop an ESG and corporate governance in their startups. I'm sure, everyone watching this, it is going to help them grow definitely in their careers too. So thank you so much for joining us today.